Welcome to the new RiverCityGamers Podcast, hosted by SCXCR and Well Unreal 007, as well as many other members from the RiverCityGamers website. Stay tuned for all the gaming news, new pickups, and everything else we feel like talking about on the RiverCityGamers Podcast.
Hey y'all, this is the RiverCityGamers Podcast. I'm SCXCR.
Yeah, I'm Unreal.
And I'm a silly sailor, Zeromaster.
Why you gotta be like that, Zeromaster?
Yahoo!
Is that your voice or some sort of 80s arcade sound effect?
I'm gonna go with a bit of column A and a bit of column B.
Well, how about a bit of column gaming news?
Gaming news! So unreal.
What
Anyways,
better
that
way
gaming
to
news,
start
come
off
on.
gaming news than with Konami?
Oh boy, oh buddy.
Metal
this part?
Gear Survive.
Can we skip this bit?
I would like to say a quote from Tomotada Tashiro, Konami's president in Europe, who said the following: Metal Gear Survive will offer a fresh take on the series' famed stealth elements.
Isn't it Left 4 Dead, essentially?
Yeah, if you saw the trailer, there were no stealth elements.
I have not seen the trailer, but
Oh my god.
Oh,
I have heard that that it looks like basically an open world Left 4 Dead, which is not what Metal Gear is.
if
not only
you want to
that-
see the trailer, go and watch Vinny's trailer where he's just dead in his fucking computer chair and having, seizures.
So for people who don't know, this is a game which is going to be a direct sequel to the Metal Gear Solid 5 prologue. Not Metal Gear Solid 5, the prologue.
Yeah, Ground Zeroes.
Yeah, Ground Zeroes. Do we have anything else we could possibly say about this?
Well,
Other
take
than
me
He
just
to
wants
the
to
exaggerated
win the
size.
fans back. And then they show this. Oh my god. I'm just remembering that one time Konami's building got set on fire.
Oh, kind of like the thing.
Can we
on
have
fire.
that happen again?
I'm not gonna hold out hope on that.
Oh.
The building
Um,
catching fire, I mean. I already had no hope for survival.
I will say, a friend of mine, Garrett, who's a hardcore fan of Metal Gear. I mean, this guy collects every version of every game. I asked him what he thought of it, and he's like, he breathed in for a couple seconds, and then went, "I'm gonna wait till it comes out," which means he's going to buy it, and I'll be able to know for sure what's wrong with it.
First, there was that whole Pachinko shit with that Metal Gear Solid 3 stuff. And then this. It's just... Why bother? It doesn't seem like there's any heart put into the game.
Alright.
Alright.
Well, speaking of putting heart into games, let's get away from this. And let's move on to Nintendo. Although, actually, it's part Nintendo, part Major League Baseball. Because Nintendo had a majority share in the Seattle Mariners. They've since sold all but a 10% stake in the team for $661 million.
Wow.
I assume that's good.
Well, it's good in the sense that they got money back on their investment. I mean, there are some people who are saying this is a sign that Nintendo's in money trouble. They are not in money trouble. Nintendo is one of the most fiscally conservative electronics companies out there.
Baseball, fuck yeah. NFL, fuck yeah.
There was actually an article a while ago which detailed just how much money they have sitting in their accounts. And it said that they could continue operating at a loss for decades and still survive.
Yeah. If you want to know more about this, the Gaming Historian actually did an entire video on them owning the Seattle Mariners and how it came to be. So you guys should check that out if you get a chance.
Oil up and hit the gym with me.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I told you that story so I could tell you this story.
Okay.
And that is, obviously, the NX is coming up in next year. So they want to make sure that they have distribution partners to make and ship the consoles. Well, there's one called JezNet, which has been a partner with Nintendo in the past. And Nintendo agreed to purchase a majority stake in them for $46.5 million. So remember that debacle where people couldn't get Wiis for the longest time?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what they're hoping to avoid.
A lot of people are saying is they need to avoid this with the new NES that they're releasing, because there's already people scalping pre-orders for that on eBay. It's funny because I know a lot of people, like, you know, water cooler talk at work and whatnot. A lot of people at work want one of these because they're just like, they don't play game. A lot of them don't play games anymore, but they remember having an NES, so they want one of these just so they can play it on their modern TV. And that's really what this thing's for. It's not really for us, but I'm still gonna get one because I want one. But that's just me. So it's just really shitty that scalpers are doing this. And with the whole Amiibo thing, when Amiibos first came out as well, I'm glad that Nintendo's taking steps to counteract this shit, because it's stupid and it should be taken care of.
Refresh my memory. Did Nintendo mention anything about properly showing the NX next month?
I haven't seen anything about that.
I don't know. I've been hearing that they're going to do something for the NX in September.
I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, it's getting close to the time that it's supposed to come out. So
yeah, we need to know something. And
yeah, well, at the end of September, it's going to be 6 months to release, and we've seen nothing.
Exactly. Like, we've got all these rumors circulating around and all that stuff. And there is another thing I did notice recently about Reggie pretty much saying they didn't want to repeat the same mistakes at launch with the NX as they did with the Wii U. So I'm pretty sure they are in a way learning, but again, we're still in the dark about what exactly the NX is outside of potential leaks, rumors, and anything regarding what it actually is and how it works. Hopefully we do get something in September.
It's probably not going to happen, but I hope there's some kind of backwards compatibility with the 3DS. That'd be nice, so you don't have to buy a 3DS capture card.
That would be nice.
I mean, like, if that cartridge thing is true and it, you know, does that, yeah, that would be cool. Just don't have HDCP or I'm gonna fucking cry.
Or at least if they have it, they should have it with the PS4, like the PS4 where you can actually turn it off.
This is Nintendo we're talking about, but the thing is, I don't think they ever put that in. Like, Wii U doesn't have it, so I think it'll be all right.
Well, I mean, they still have their YouTube program, as shitty as it is, but they don't want to deter people from using that. So why would they put HDCP in it? I could see if like broadcasting companies or like Hulu or Netflix came to them and be like, hey, you have to implement this so people aren't capturing our, shows.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like, PS4 actually does that, even though it has the option to turn it on and off. Like, let me take, for example, on PS4, I cannot start Spotify up unless HDCP is on.
Same with YouTube, which I think is a little ridiculous for YouTube to require HDCP, but I can see why.
I just used I mean, at least with Twitch, I was able to watch, like, GDQ on PS4 without any problems.
We're going to move from something we don't know anything about, or next to nothing about, to something we're slowly learning more about. Resident Evil 7.
This is news to me. I've learned, like, nothing about it.
Well, RE7's going to ESRB for rating, and the ESRB listing is giving some details about what's going to be in the game.
They actually listed the protagonist's name, what the what the protagonist's goal is, in a way, also, as well as other things, which I already knew about from what they've said, but that's mostly combat stuff.
Yeah, so they listed the main character's name, what his goal is, the kinds of weapons that will be in the game, and some of the more graphic things that will likely get a DM rating.
So, I have a couple of questions then. Since you guys know more about this, how is this going to tie in with the current Resident Evil mythos?
Oh, it's after 6. It's after 6.
Because did they mention anything about previous characters like Chris or Barry or
They're
Chill.
keeping us in the dark, which
Okay.
I think is pretty cool because, like, there have been. The term trailers always spoil. That tends to happen quite a bit sometimes. And hell, even like fucking Resident Evil 6 in a way also showed too much. But like, I like that there's more mystery surrounding this and stuff. I mean, I think at Gamescom they showed a trailer that actually is something from the main game, where the demo is not the main, like, part of the main game. It's its own separate thing. Even then, we haven't seen that much. We actually haven't seen combat. We just know it's going to be there.
I'm interested to see what happens with it, because I'll say that, like, I'm sure a lot of people might be surprised that they're not doing, like a third person kind of thing like the other games have done, but I mean, maybe this is what it's needed.
Yeah. Like, remember when people were up in arms when Metroid Prime was first coming out? Because of the change from the side-scrolling to the first-person exploration?
Oh yeah.
That turned out to be a good choice.
He was just in the right hands, too. That also helped it.
Well, I'm going to end on this note, because RE7, we're having more details come out, but we're still not 100% sure what we're getting. Here's something else where we're not sure what we're getting. DukeNukem.com has a countdown going on its site. It says, Happy 20th Anniversary with a little banner thing, and the words coming soon, and then a countdown timer, which, if my math is right, it's going to end on September 2nd around 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
All I'm gonna say is John St. John, you fucking tease.
Dude, like, if you've been checking his Facebook, like...
Yeah, do you guys have him
he's
as a...
being a little coy. Like, I mean, I can go either way with this. Either this is something he's legitimately not involved in, because they're probably just gonna re-release something that's already been worked on, or it's something entirely brand new and he's just being, like, hush hush wink wink. But
You guys have him as a Facebook friend, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
fucking tease.
Oh, should I go to Facebook and read off some of the things that he's been saying?
go ahead. We love you, John. Seriously.
Okay, he hasn't really been saying much. Most of the time, he's just linking other people's stories. Or people are posting on his timeline, John, can you confirm this? John, have you been making a new Duke game? Most of it is just him posting the link and not saying anything. Oh, and there was the time he took a screenshot of the Facebook trending when Duke Nukem 3D was trending. And he just said, trending. Why?
Why? What?
Wow.
What game? What are you talking about?
John, you son of a bitch. Love you, though.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
most he's actually said is this one entry where he just posted a question mark.
John, stop!
Could you? Oh man, this is like the worst case scenario. Could you imagine if like they announced a new Duke thing and John's not the voice and he wasn't informed about it? You know how mad he would be? Oh man. I just hope that's not actually what happens. Or, okay, retroactively, if I look at this podcast and what I predict actually happens, just ban me from the podcast. Please, because I'm sick of getting things unintentionally right, and I don't want what I just said to be right.
No, if that happens, John St. John has a thing on his website where he'll take commissions to do like voice messages as Duke Nukem. I will pay him to voice Duke to you, banning you from the podcast.
I will gladly accept that punishment.
This
I
entire...
will also probably reimburse your purchase with that. I'll just pay for it myself.
I'll take your word for it and just bring gaming news to a close.
Good.
Which means we are going to upcoming releases. And we're still in summer, so there's nothing. I mean, unless you count like bundles, HD releases, re-releases, collections, which I'm not.
What is coming out in September? I can't think of anything. I thought there would maybe be at least one title.
Recore is coming out.
Really? I forgot that game existed.
Yeah, so did I.
Ah, shit.
Oh, a game we'll care a lot about, Forza 3.
Okay.
Actually, there are a couple interesting things here, like Project Diva X, PS4.
Okay.
Isn't there a new Phoenix Wright coming out?
Not showing up here.
September 8th, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, Spirit of Justice for 3DS.
It must have
Is that a
just been,
download?
like-
I don't know.
Okay, I think most Phoenix Wright things recently have been download only on 3DS.
Yeah, I'm checking for physical releases.
Oh, okay.
What is coming
par-
out as a physical release is Dragon Quest 8.
I'm looking at the
Oh, wait, it is
Wikipedia
7.
listing. So. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. One that I'm really excited about is finally going to come out. Shantae Half Genie Hero. Finally.
Beat me to it.
I'm not
Sorry,
sure if you count this as a re-release also, but it's also technically kind of new. SMT4 Apocalypse for 3DS is also...
Again, beat me to it.
Oh, fuck.
Does that's isn't that like a collector's edition or something, or like a Game of the Year edition?
Apocalypse? No.
Yeah.
No, this
I don't
is
know.
like new shit.
Or no, I tried playing Shin Megami Tensei 4 and I couldn't get into it.
I bought the game and haven't even started it up.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a game people will care about. Sonic Boom Fire and Ice. Right. That's in September.
And that's 3 days before Yokai Watch 2.
Fleshy Souls, that sounds so Bony Spirits? Okay. Like, those titles, Bony Spirits, Fleshy Souls.
Ooh. Also, Azure Striker Gunvolt 2. I still need to play the first one.
Last one I'll mention, early September, solely because I did a game sort of similar to it. Toho Genso Rondo, Bullet Ballet.
What?
It's a Toho game.
Remember,
Oh, okay.
Zero, how you gave me that one game, War Tech?
Oh, right.
It's
Is
like
this from the
that.
same series? Oh, okay.
But Toho.
Before we move on, can I just add in some breaking news that I just discovered?
Breaking Let's Play news. Go ahead.
Breaking Let's Play news! Apparently Steam, changed the refund policy on No Man's Sky.
Oh?
Yeah, okay, so Steam usually has, that less than 2 hour limit to refund. No Man's Sky, you can just refund it anytime now.
Oh.
Yikes, man. Holy crap.
Well, while a bunch of listeners are getting their money back, why don't we go from upcoming releases to recently played? And I'm going to tell you right now, you two are going to have to carry this segment because I have not played shit.
Okay, because I only have 3 games, if that's okay.
Oh,
We usually
you two
limit
just
to 2, but, for
have
this...
a field day, guys. I'm just going to sit
Yeah,
back and listen.
we're down a member. Well,
Do-
we're
do you-
technically down 2 members, so fucking go nuts.
Okay, so an obvious one I'll get out of the way is Monster Hunter Generations. It's been a lot of fun. I haven't played nearly as much as you guys probably have. I'm only Hunter rank 3, so I'm not very far. The interesting thing about this is this got my brother to get back into Monster Hunter, so he actually bought it. I got him a gift card for GameStop, or EB Games, sorry, for his birthday, and he decided he's like, fuck it, I'm just gonna buy it. He's been playing it on the regular 3DS. I've been playing it on my Monster Hunter new 3DS XL. He says it plays just fine, but I remember playing Monster Hunter 4 on the regular 3DS, and I hated it. It was too small for me, and the game slowed down. But apparently they changed things in the new game to make it so that doesn't happen on the older 3DSs. So, otherwise, it's Monster Hunter. I love it. The other games I've been playing this should come as no surprise to anybody, is I've been playing Pokemon Go. I'm about level 24, so I'm about over the halfway point of the cap. And I thought I would drop off in playing it. I have a little bit, but I still play it pretty much every day. And I'm basically right now I'm trying to get my Pokedex to over 100 Pokemons, because the rumor is with the new with the Johto update that's coming out next year that you have to have at least 100 Pokemon caught before you can get the national Pokedex. So I want to make sure I have at least enough. But yeah, it's really fun. It still is missing a lot of features that need to be in there, like trading and battling. but like gym battling still works fine, and they fixed a lot of the problems they were having with the tracking, so it's getting better. So yeah, playing a lot of Pokemon Go. It's just a fun little app game to have out every so often, and it's the most time I've spent on an app-based game at all on my phone. So there we go. The last one I want to talk about, and this is a game I've technically been playing for years, but there's a few things that I wanted to mention about it. Pokemon Blue, the Virtual Console version. I've been playing a shit ton of it recently, and the nice thing about it is they kept the glitches in, like the missing known glitch and stuff like that. And the reason I bring this up is because when Sun and Moon come out, they're going to let you transfer your Pokemon from the Virtual Console versions of Pokemon's Red, Blue, and Yellow to Sun and Moon using the Pokemon Bank. So I've been basically building up some Gen 1 Pokemon that I want to send over to it right now. And it's been fun rediscovering Pokemon again, because I haven't played Pokemon in a super long time. I think the last time I played it seriously, the first generation, was when I Let's Played Yellow, and that was a while ago. And it's interesting because I used to be able to... There are things I forgot about the original games. Like I started to forget where things were, so it's good to refresh myself on it again. And it's Pokemon, so it's easy to play. I sometimes am playing both it and Pokemon Go at the same time because I'm waiting for things to show up in Pokemon Go, so I'll just play Pokemon Blue for a bit. But that's pretty much what I've been playing, and that's it for me.
I have a question.
Yeah?
You said that there was a feature where, for Virtual Console Blue, you could transfer Pokemon from that to the new Pokemon?
Yes. If you have the Pokemon Bank, you can transfer Pokemon from Red, Blue, and Yellow on the Virtual Console to Pokemon Sun and Moon.
What happens if you try to transfer a missing No?
I don't think you can. There's restrictions. Like, this is something, I don't know if they're going to change these, but for example, currently, if you try to take a Pokemon, like say, for example, a Charizard, and you taught him Seismic Toss in the first gen games, this is going by the unofficial method where you're transferring something from a Gen 1 game to a Gen 3 and up from there. It doesn't work. It doesn't let you do so. So there's going to be restrictions. Also, the IVs and EVs work differently in the first gen than they work in later gens, so you're going to have to redo those when you get the Pokemon brought in. But essentially, it'll let you transfer them over to the other games. We still don't know the restrictions yet, so all this work it could be doing could be for naught, but I just think it's fun, like, building Pokemon up and teaching them moves, like, stuff like that. Like, I told, like, with the Missing Known trick, it's based on your name, so I called my character Claytor, and I can find level 159 Haunters. And Casey specifically likes Haunters. She's not a big fan of Gengar, but she likes Haunters, so I caught her a Haunter, and I'm going to send it to her to the Pokemon Bank and see if it works when the game comes out. So it doesn't evolve or anything on her.
But Gengar's a boy.
I don't know. She drew at work. She drew this drawing of like a Haunter doing like a kissy face. So I caught her a Haunter called Smooches and taught a Thunderbolt. So I may regret that decision in the long run. But that's it for me. Unless you've got any more questions about the Virtual Console release.
No, that was all I wanted to ask.
All right, go ahead, Unreal.
Okay. I've been playing PS2 games quite a bit recently, surprisingly. I didn't think I'd, get hooked on it. One of them was a game I was actually able to rent. So let me just talk a little bit about the very first Yakuza game. I'm going into this game after I had played the most recent one that came overseas, which was Yakuza 5. It was weird going back to this game, obviously because it's older, but it was still a lot of fun to play, but it's very obvious that the game's combat has improved ever since the first game. For example, like when you start chaining your combos, you can't really redirect them. So if an enemy dodges and you're stuck in a combo, you're going to be hitting the air all the time. And apparently this has been remedied since Yakuza 2 onwards. And I don't think I'll ever get the opportunity to really play Yakuza 2 unless I pay like $120 for a copy. And it was also way shorter than Yakuza 5, but I guess that's because there were like less cutscenes and stuff. But despite it being older, it was really still fun to play despite my issues with it. Oh, and also, it's the only Yakuza game that got localized that has an English voice cast. Do you want to hear about this?
Oh, do tell.
It's not great. Like, it was so weird going into this and just hearing these performances. A lot of them just don't sound good, which is really stupid considering that they got talent for the voice acting. Like, they got Mark Hamill as Majima, for God's sakes, and it just doesn't, none of it sounds right. It was just so bizarre hearing this English voice work, let alone not great English voice work. But I was able to let it go, and I was able to get through the game just fine. Definitely really fun. I really wish I could play Yakuza 2. So in terms of catching up, I kind of have to skip that game. And right now I'm working on Yakuza 3, but I haven't really delved super deep into that game quite yet. Now for something completely unrelated, I finally played the very first Kingdom Hearts game on PS2. It was okay, excluding the 2 games that came out on the Nintendo DS, which were 358 and Recoded. The PS2 original was the only Kingdom Hearts game I never really got to play. And oh boy, playing Kingdom Hearts 2 first was a terrible idea. Because you go back to Kingdom Hearts 1 and it just feels so different and in a way clunkier that it kind of hurt. Like, the camera is so bad. It is so claustrophobic and gets caught on everything. There are at least 2 Disney Worlds I can think of that made me just go, this is fucking unacceptable. Who thought this was a good idea? And to people that have played Kingdom Hearts 1, let me just say that Wonderland, when you get to Wonderland and get in the pirate ship, prepare for the fucking worst camera in video games. It is so bad. Which is a shame, because, like, even with some of my problems with the older game's combat, there are actually things about it that I really like. It's way different compared to, like, Kingdom Hearts 2 and like, the later installments and how combat's handled. But it's still, in a way, really fun. Like, there's a lot of emphasis on dodging, since at least one of the earliest abilities I got is the dodge roll in guarding. And that really helped play into the combat. Whereas in the original Kingdom Hearts 2 release and not Final Mix, you could not dodge roll in the game. And a lot of the abilities like high jumping and shit, you had to unlock by leveling up your drives, which, replaying Kingdom Hearts 2, I didn't remember that, so it made combat feel way worse than I remembered. But regardless, it was, like, Kingdom Hearts 1 was, at least for me, it took me about, like, 20 hours-ish. And I thought that the, final few parts of the game, like the final few fights and stuff, were a lot of fun. Even though they were kind of easy, it was really something to finally get to experience that game outside of, like, bland recaps or something I missed. So Kingdom Hearts 1 was, for me, at least worth playing for the first time, but my god, those issues really hurt my enjoyment in some areas, because, like, when it's getting fun again, then your camera gets stuck in a corner, and there's enemies everywhere, and you're just, like, blind and having no idea what the fuck is going on. Also, the original release of Kingdom Hearts 1 had a fucking way to not get 100% completion if you progress too far, which is a fucking gaming sin, and no dev should ever do that. But Final Mix fixed that, but even then, this is the original, and I can't forgive that. Yeah, that's your whole response to the Kingdom Man 1.
Well, I don't have much of a response because I've only played the first Kingdom Hearts on PS2 a little bit, and I stopped once I got to Alice in Wonderland, because I don't know why, but I do not like Disney's version of Alice in Wonderland. I think it's dumb, which is funny because most Disney fans are like, that's like the quintessential Alice in Wonderland version, but...
It is, like, super early on, though.
I just do not like it, so I did not enjoy playing it. Plus, I think that level was a puzzle, and I like puzzles, but when an entire level is a puzzle, that's when I'm like, I'm done.
When you do, I'll just say right now, Wonderland is actually extremely short.
Yeah, I just remember not having. I remember at first not having a good time because it was Alice in Wonderland, and then I started not having a good time because I was, I was getting really annoyed at the stage. So I just remember that's where I stopped. I'm gonna pick up Kingdom Hearts again, but I don't think not for a while. I have the PS3 version. I'll probably play that.
I have never played a Kingdom Hearts game.
I mean, for reference, my first Kingdom Hearts game was Chain of Memories because I had a Game Boy Advance but not a PS2. And, oh man, I'll say, at least after playing Kingdom Hearts 1, I like this better than Chain of Memories, at least in comparison. I should also, point out, what really interested me about Kingdom Hearts 1 is, a lot of the, worlds are surprisingly small. A lot of the areas are, really small, blocked off and stuff. It's hard to describe it that way, but a lot of the areas are, small before you have to, go to another room to load and shit. And since combat happens in these small-ass areas, that's where the camera just, oh, Christ. But I think the more I played, it got enjoyable. It also has some of the weirdest difficulty curves. I somehow did not die this whole game. But, man, yeah, I don't think Kingdom Hearts 1 was balanced that well with difficulty, and that doesn't help the fact that at the very beginning of the game, depending on how you start with your stats and stuff with the staff, sword, and shield and stuff. I actually had to look that stuff up because I did not want to go into this game and accidentally pick the option where it's oh, you'll earn a bunch of XP at the beginning, but you'll get nothing late game type of thing, because that is a thing you can't do, which is incredibly stupid, and I'm glad that every other game does not have that fucking XP shit, because it was a terrible idea. For reference, I did the evenly spread XP thing, because it's the most sensible one. Why would I ever want to have a bunch of XP at the start and then get nothing at the end game and make it way harder? I don't understand why that was a thing. Maybe I'm misremembering it, but I'm pretty sure that was a feature. I do have one other game I do want to talk about. So far, with both the PS2 games I played, both came out liking them. Loved Yakuza. Really, I overall in the end did like Kingdom Hearts 1, although I would probably play one of the other installments over it, even if the stories progressively got worse. But this one's more of a, it's not really a full game yet. The Titanfall 2 technical test already happened for one weekend, but while we're recording, it's second technical test weekend is going on right now. But by the time the podcast goes up, it'll be over. I'll talk my experience very briefly with what I played last weekend, as well as what I played yesterday when it started up again. This game is really fun. I was really surprised at how smooth the game felt to play. Doing all the things wall running, moving around, felt extremely good. Aiming felt really good. I preferred over the console Overwatch thing. Even console aiming on Overwatch on consoles, even though they let you change the options, and recently you can just adjust the auto aim strength to where you can have it completely off. I still have trouble aiming in Overwatch, and it really hampers my enjoyment of that game. Titanfall 2, the aiming at default feels so perfect that moving around and shooting and doing all this crazy stuff when you're not in your mech feels great. But speaking of the Titanfall mechs, they obviously you can't jump around in them, but they also feel really good to control. So much of this game feels good to play. And at least with the technical tests, so far, everything has been performing all right. This recent weekend, though, it won't let you invite friends, even though the last weekend did. It's weird. Tried playing with my friends, it was really convoluted, the setup. when it should have like in theory, like they set it up to be really simple, but for the test it was a pain in the ass to even get that going. There isn't that many maps to deal with the test and stuff, as well as modes, but in general, considering I've never played Titanfall 1, and in a way I did kind of want to play Titanfall 1, but didn't have the means to, not owning an Xbox One or a good enough PC to play that. I mean, yeah, there was the 360 version, but that version's shit, so why would I want to play that? Being able to play the Titanfall 2 technical test was, I really enjoy it. I still don't know if I'm going to get the game, even though it does have a single player now. But so far, I really, really like how it feels to play. And that alone surprised me.
Let's get into our discussion topic. And there's a reason that I didn't tell either of you what this is. It is a top 50 best video games of all time list.
Is number 1 Kingdom Hearts?
No, you also... First of all, guess who did this list?
Who?
I'll tell you right away, it's not GameFAQs.
Oh, well, fuck.
Was it Kotaku?
No.
Yeah, I was going to say Kotaku. IGN? No, they go for 100.
No, you're not going to get this. It was Time Magazine.
Oh, fuck, right.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
Yeah, I actually saw an article talking about that, but I didn't really see too much into it.
No.
Time Magazine, the appropriate place where you go to talk about video games.
Yes, of course. So I'm going to go through each of these one at a time. And if you feel like commenting on these, jump right in.
All right.
We're going to start from number 50 and work up to number 1. Here we go. Number 50, King's Quest 3.
I would have gone with
If
5.
Akago was on the podcast, I wonder if he would agree.
Wait, hold on. Is it one per franchise, or do they just do whatever they want?
They do whatever they
Don't-
want.
Okay, so
Okay,
King Quest
okay.
5 here.
Okay, I can't wait for King's Quest 5 to be number 1 for the town music.
Oh, jeez. Number 49. And this is a radical departure from the previous one. Dota 2.
We're gonna ship Dota 2 as well as Portal 2.
And by the way, League of Legends, not on the list.
Justice is fucking served. God. There's my comment on that. I mean, I don't give a shit about MOBAs, so I couldn't care about Dota 2, but the fact that League of Legends did not make it on the list at least makes me happy.
I know. All I know about Dota 2 is apparently it's one of the better MOBAs. That's what I've been told. So
Dota 2 has been in my Steam library for years, and I have still not played it.
I think did they offer it for free? I don't know, because I think it is in my library too, and I'm just like, I don't care. Really?
I don't know. Number 48, Angry Birds.
it has a huge user base. So
How
I
many
mean,
mobile
lots of-
games are on here, as in like phone games?
I can't quite remember, but I think that's the only one.
I'll let it slide. I would have laughed more if Flappy Bird made it on there instead of Angry Bird. It's just like, hey, look, it's Flappy Bird.
Number 47, Guitar Hero.
Okay, I don't think I ever told you this. My experience with Guitar Hero 1 is surprisingly minimal. I was able to play it when one of my brother's friends brought over his like PS2 and stuff, but in a way, I want to say some of the other installments would be preferable. At least maybe Guitar Hero 2, if I had to pick one.
Actually,
Maybe.
weird little bit of trivia here. The first game review which I ever wrote and got published on a website was of Guitar Hero.
Should have been Rocks the 80s. I mean, come on, that's like your territory.
Well, that wasn't out yet.
Well, shit, it should have been out.
Number 46, Resident Evil 4.
Ah, this is bias. 4 should probably be a little bit higher on the list.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you number 45, and you tell me if you think it should be higher than that. Gran Turismo 3.
Well, I'm not into like sim racing games, so I can't really comment on like how good or something or how great or whatever Gran Turismo is, or even Gran Turismo 3. But I'm biased. Resident Evil 4 should have been a bit higher than that.
I've played Gran Turismo 3. not only would I put RE4 higher, I would have put a different Gran Turismo game on the list.
Is 3 on PS2?
Yes.
Okay, so GT 1 and 2 are PS1, right? Or are they all
was
PS2?
GT64, but we don't talk about that. Number
It's not the-
44,
Oh,
Super
God.
Smash Brothers.
The N64 one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it should be a little higher, but I can see why.
Like, so I have two trains of thoughts right now. As in, A, should this game be on the list? And B, if it deserves to be on the list, should it be higher or lower? So, yeah, Smash definitely needs to be on there. Maybe a tiny bit higher. Just a little bit.
Higher than number 43, Call of Duty 2?
In a way, I'd say yes, but Call of Duty 2 is probably one of the top tier Call of Duty games, honestly. It was the first one I've played.
It was the first one that really made a splash.
Yeah, because it was even though it was also on PC, that was a Xbox 360 launch title. And I think that helped it.
Here's where I start having issues with the list. Number 42, BioShock.
I wouldn't put the first one on there.
I would put it over BioShock 2, honestly. I think BioShock 1 on that list is it's fine. Maybe BioShock 1 should be one space lower.
I wouldn't have put it on the list at all.
Yeah, we know your experience with the game. That is a little bit biased too, but we're all biased here. Disclaimer.
It does amuse me seeing what's number 41, though, ahead of BioShock. ESPN's NFL 2K5.
Wait, okay. I need to ask this. Do they explain why they have it on the list, or do they just
Yes,
list
there are
it?
captions explaining why they put it.
Explain 2K5, please. Or an abridged version. I don't know how long these captions are.
It featured a standard franchise building mode and in-game on-air talent from the eponymous sports network.
Is John Madden in it?
Also, publisher Sega priced the game at just $19.99, a fraction what EA was charging from Madden NFL.
Oh god, I remember that being selling points. Holy shit, I actually remember that being the sports selling points. It's like, oh, only $19.99. Fuck off, EA.
And then EA bought it out.
Because they got jealous. And now look at them. Madden.
So most of the caption doesn't actually say why the game is good.
It added franchise and voiceovers.
Number 40, Pong.
Oh, that's expected.
I'd say that's important.
It's
Why the
important,
fuck
but
It's important. Put it at number 1.
there's a difference between games that are revolutionary and important to the history of it, and games that are the best of all time.
Are we gonna do an LP
I would
on
say Pong is more of the former than the latter.
Do we do an LP on Pong?
No. Number 39, Castlevania.
NES Castlevania?
Yes.
Acceptable. I'll take that on there.
Number 38, Portal 2.
Portal 2 is great. It's hard, for how great Portal 2 is. I'm also thinking about Portal 1.
Well, I can tell you now, Portal 1's not on the list.
Yeah, I guess I'll take Portal 2 in a way.
Number 37, Braid.
I have no comment on Braid. I have not played it. Got it in the Humble Bundle, but I have not played it.
Ah, jeez. Number 36, Fallout 3.
There's gonna be people out there that would rather have Fallout 1 or 2 on there, or even New Vegas.
And because I know someone might be thinking this, Elder Scrolls, not on the list.
None of the Elder Scrolls games?
None of the Elder Scrolls games are on the list? What?
Nope.
Who compiled this list?
Time Magazine.
Okay. Is there a Mega Man game on the list?
Nope.
Alright, I'm done. Goodbye.
Well, I will take over. I will take over for the rest of this. Not the list reading, but just commenting. Back to Fallout 3. I don't know if I would want it on the list. I've played through it. I've beaten it. I have the DLC, but I actually haven't played the DLC. It's kind of been sitting there. I haven't really bothered doing more Fallout stuff. I mean, I have New Vegas sitting here. And even though I've heard that it's better than Fallout 3, I just haven't touched it.
Yeah, I wouldn't have put Fallout 3 on the list.
I would have put Fallout 3 on the list. That's probably one of the quintessential Fallouts.
But where would you put it?
Not super high. I mean, I like Fallout 3 and 4, but I don't think they're amazing games. Though I will say Fallout 4 was the first game in a long time that made me forget that time existed. As in, I started playing it for an entire weekend and didn't realize it was time to go back to work.
Dude, the last time I lost track of time playing a game was Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion.
Fallout 3 had some interesting ideas. There were characters in it I liked, but it was also the buggiest piece of shit I'd played in a long time.
Did you play it on?
Yeah, what version did you play?
I was on 360.
Oh, I was on
really?
360.
Wow. It worked fine for me on 360.
I mean,
I
if
lost
you were on
count of how many
PS3,
times my game soft locked in the middle of a VATS targeting sequence.
I will say right now, if you were on PS3, then you were kind of fucked with that game.
Yeah, same with both Oblivion and Skyrim. They were shit on PS3. I will say this though, Fallout 4 fixes the VATS and makes it a lot more challenging. So if you ever get a chance, try it.
Well, the problem wasn't challenge. It kept soft locking my game.
I know. I'm not pointing that out. I'm saying it. They fixed it, and they also made it more challenging, as into they've refined. Is what
Next.
Number 35, Galaga.
Yeah, that's a good spot for it.
Okay, I guess so.
Number 34, Red Dead Redemption.
Oh man, I'm gonna get flack for this.
Quick question: how many games that aren't from the last couple generations and from the first couple generations are all in here? Like Super Nintendo games, for example, or stuff.
Well, actually, the next one is a Super Nintendo game.
I'll let Kevin say what he was gonna say.
Okay, so Red Dead Redemption. I kind of didn't like it. It's weird for me to say, but like, there was something about the game in the way it felt to play. Like, just kind of took me out of it. Something about how your character moved and all that stuff, the gunplay and how that felt. Even though like it is lock-on based also, but like if I just want to try and free aim, oh man, I did beat the game. Maybe I should give it another fair chance, but like considering that I had like a huge like gap between like starting it for like playing like, I don't know, I'd say 20-30 minutes years ago, then going back, well, a couple of years later all the way through, and just something's frustrating me, like how you can't fucking walk up simple hills sometimes, and it's just something about it felt super clunky to me that it just didn't sit well with me. And it also doesn't help that I had the story spoiled to me before finishing it, so there was no impact for me at the end, even though it technically should have, but it didn't. I should probably give Red Dead another shot, but now's not the time. Would it be deserving on the list? I honestly am not at liberty to say for this, because I feel like if I say no, I'm just gonna feel bad about it.
I also just want to make a side comment. It's weird how they format this list, because they'll have pictures for each one, and sometimes it's promotional material, sometimes it's a random screenshot from the game, and sometimes I don't even know what this is. But moving on. Number 33, Super Mario Kart.
Part of me would rather have a different Mario Kart game on there. Maybe because in a way Super Mario Kart doesn't hold up as well as the others.
I think this goes back to what I said earlier, revolutionary games or innovative games versus best of all time.
So, wait, they called this list the best... Wait, what did they call this list again? The top 50?
Top 50 best video games of all time.
So if they're... Why would you call it that if you're not having best in thingies? But if... I mean, if you called it revolutionary games of all time, then I guess we'd be looking at this differently. But you say best, and then it's like, no, not really. A little weird. But yeah, I guess Super Mario Kart could be on there. Why should there be another Mario Kart game on the list?
Number 32. Well, this isn't one. Wolfenstein 3D.
More like Wolfenstein 3D. Oh, wait. Yeah, I guess Wolfenstein 3D deserves to be on there.
Number 31, The Sims. Exactly. Number.
Really got nothing to say on that.
It's The Sims.
It is The Sims. It stole my sister's life for a couple of years.
You meet a girl at 4 o'clock. You're married with children by 9.
Love and
You
marriage.
put the baby in the oven, remove the
Love
ladder.
and marriage.
I mean, I think I know why The Sims is on there. You just put people in the pool and remove the ladder.
Yeah. Number 30, Pokemon Red and Blue.
I'm not a Pokemon guy, but that does make sense.
I probably would have gone with one of the later Pokemon.
Yellow?
Wait, which
Yellow didn't
Pokemon
really
did they put on
change
there?
much.
Sorry, I missed that. Which Pokemon was it?
Red and Blue.
Red and Blue. It's a classic generation, but I'd have to say the second generation is my favorite.
Yeah, I think second generation was when they worked out some of the things that weren't as balanced in the first one.
Yeah, that and there's just so much more to do. You can go back to the original area 3 years later, stuff like that. Have you played Gold or Silver, Scott?
No.
Oh, you really should at some point if you ever get the itch to play Pokemon.
This one's bringing back memories, not all of them good. Number 29, Mist.
A fart and a mist. That's all I got.
My brother and I sometimes spent days trying to do the puzzles in this game. Number 28, Donkey Kong.
The arcade Donkey Kong?
Yes.
Stupid Pie Factory.
Here's another one where I make that revolutionary versus good argument. Number 27, Mortal Kombat.
I would have put Mortal Kombat 2
it is a
or
super
Ultimate Mortal
important
Kombat 3
game.
down there.
Mortal
we just
Kombat
spoke-
is a super important game in history.
Yeah, but
Then I
important
tried to
versus
play it.
good.
Yeah, and then I tried to play it. Well, okay, so the only version I have of MK1 is the Super Nintendo version, so that's like not the best to go off of. Even then, like, it didn't feel great.
They probably should have picked Mortal Kombat 2 or Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. Those are really the pinnacle of the series.
Again, considering their choices, it's like they put it on there because it helped form the ESRB, because, you know.
Number 26, StarCraft 2 Wings of Liberty. And moving on.
Sorry, I don't play StarCraft. My brother played StarCraft, but not 2.
I played it a little, but not enough to comment on that.
I almost said Star Fox 64. I have StarCraft 64, but that's because,
Is it bad that I thought you said Star Fox 2 at first?
dude, that's technically the only Star Fox game I don't have. Moving on.
Here's something you will have something to say about. Number 25, Halo Combat Evolved.
I'd say so, because it pretty much helped sell a console. A console, like a new console from like Microsoft, who had not done like gaming consoles before. And Halo pretty much fucking helped them sell that shit. And now Xbox is still a brand. Oh, I'd say Halo 1 is still pretty good.
Okay, number 24, Final Fantasy VII.
I was wondering when Final Fantasy was going to get on the list, and that's probably the most obvious choice. But probably would have said, if I were to pick one of them for the list, probably would have said 6.
Well, I want to note two things. Number one, for a lot of these games, they mention the popularity or how many copies they sell.
That's not indicative of quality.
And
Sometimes-
number two, I want to mention the first sentence of the description. While some would vote Final Fantasy VI the better game, 1997's Final Fantasy VII is arguably the bolder one. Remember that for later.
Oh boy.
Number
So
23.
they should have labeled this list the top 50 popular games. Not the
They
top
should have
50.
just called this game the 50 games of all time.
Number
As in-
23. Better than Final Fantasy VII, according to this. Microsoft Flight Simulator 10.
So, okay, you told us to remember the boulder part from that Final Fantasy thing. Can you bring up when we're supposed to expect that?
Later.
Yeah, just Just lay it on us when it happens.
Listen, I like to fly a plane like everybody else does, but I like a Final Fantasy more than flying a plane.
You can
Fuck
fly
your airships, I got a plane.
I ain't gonna complain about that one.
Airships can't melt steel beams. Come on.
On that note, number 22,
Oh no.
GoldenEye 007, N64.
Oh yeah.
Good choice.
Good. I'd argue Perfect Dark is the better game, but GoldenEye. Again, it's like the whole deal of like what's versus like good versus important. But in the case, GoldenEye is both. But like, man.
Number 21, Diablo 2.
That's expected for
If
Diablo
you're looking
games.
for Diablo, you just missed him.
Most people choose 2 of their favorites. Though I'd say I'd have more fun with 3, but I also played multiplayer.
Oh, I should ask. Diablo 2 or Lords of Destruction?
2.
Okay.
Wait, did you
'Cause
mean for the list or my personal preference?
Both.
Oh, well, 2 is on the list, but I'd probably go Lords of Destruction.
Again, if you're looking for Diablo, you just missed him.
Number 20, Zork.
I know it's important, but it is kind of high on this list. I'd maybe make it like
Yeah, a
40s.
game like this seems really high.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've said it so
is-
many times, I don't want to be redundant, but
Zork is important, but it's not. Playing it today is a little stilted. You can, though, if you own a Macintosh, still play Zork in terminal. So it's built into the operating system, which is fun.
we're in the top 20 now. Number 19, Space Invaders.
Space Invaders, Space Invaders.
This comes, in my mind, out of nowhere. Number 18, Rise of the Tomb Raider.
What the fuck?
Wait, that's like probably the most recent game on this list.
Not like Tomb Raider 1 or 3 or anything like that.
Well, let's be fair, some of the older Tomb Raiders probably don't control as well. But like, why Rise of the Tomb Raider? I'll just say right now, this probably should not be on the list. In a way, it sounds kind of asinine to be like, well, it's too recent, don't put it on the list, because what if a recent game is super fucking amazing? But like, I don't see Rise of the Tomb Raider having a place on the top 50. Or maybe even top 100. Like, what?
Well, on a lighter note, number 17, Half-Life 2.
I feel like Half-Life 2 should be a bit higher on the list, actually.
Having seen what's ahead, I would agree. Number 16, Grand Theft Auto 3.
I mean, it was the
Another-
one that changed things for Grand Theft Auto, but
Let me put redundant
Eh.
alarm in here. Because I'm going to be saying the same thing. Yeah, 3, obviously a big change. Like, it... Another important game. But if we're talking playability, in a way, Vice City is actually better.
Yeah, I
Even
would
San-
have gone for Vice City.
Vice City has the bias of having a good soundtrack because GTA 3 does not.
I also love
I'm
Vice
sorry,
City.
I
It's my
looked at the
favorite.
track list for GTA 3 and it is not great.
Yeah, Vice City's my favorite. I haven't been able to play a GTA game past it.
Number 15, Counter-Strike.
Yeah, I guess so.
I would agree with that one.
Alright. Number 14, Quake.
Huh.
Yeah, I'd also agree with that one.
Number 13. Remember how The Sims was on the list? Well, number 13 is SimCity 2000.
Okay.
Okay, not much to say on SimCity 2000 on my end.
Okay, this is where it comes up. Remember that thing I said about how people thought Final Fantasy VI might have been better, but Final Fantasy VII was the bolder one? Well, number 12 is Final Fantasy VI.
It's like justice got served or something. It's hard for me to say because I've never really played Final Fantasy. Never really connected to it. But I guess if I want to be sheep, I would agree.
Number 11, Sid Meier's Civilization 4. And there you are. I've never played any of the Civ games, so I can't say anything.
Same. Not
Yeah.
really my cup of tea.
Me either.
Number 10, World of Warcraft.
Not surprised.
Isn't its player base fucking dwindling?
There's still a lot of people playing it, but it is down significantly from its peak. Now, what could be better than World of Warcraft, you say?
Final Fantasy 14. Base Final Fantasy 14, not fucking Realm Reborn.
Oh, fuck off.
Number 9, The Oregon Trail.
I kind of want to agree just because of that one panel from the Youmacon I went to. Where it's like, cross the river, yeah!
Okay, the next 2 games on the list, I'm going to use the revolutionary versus good argument. Number 8, Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured that'd be up there, but if we had to pick a Mario game, I wouldn't pick that one. I probably would have picked Super Mario World.
I would have gone World War 3. Number 7, Legend of Zelda. The first one.
I would have picked Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, or you could be cool and say Majora's Mask. But
Or you
Ocarina
could be really
is
cool and say Link to the Past.
That's not cool. That's just...
Don't tell that to fucking Kyle Bossman. He will. Oh my god.
Link to the Past isn't that good.
Oh, I will fight you.
I tried giving it a chance, and I was like, this is just kind of average.
You know what was a bore for me? Majora's Mask.
Majora's Mask I've only beaten once, and it's one of those games where you have to have a strategy guide in front of you, or you're gonna run out of time. So it's kind of, I can accept that.
I will
one.
say right now, if like, assuming you all played like the N64 one, I will say like, I think playing the 3DS version of Majora's Mask will like probably change thoughts a little bit. Seems better handled there.
The only problem I have with it is they changed locations for everything, and
Well, what do you mean everything?
well, a lot of the item locations changed in the 3DS version. So if you're used to the N64 version, you're not going to know where anything is.
It's not a lot. I mean, yeah, it's like the bank moved, but it only moved like one block. It moved from like the side hallway to like behind the clock tower. Believe me, like I was like, whoa, where the fuck did the bank go? And then it's like there's like, okay.
Now, what could be better than both Mario Brothers and The Legend of Zelda?
Sonic.
If you fucking say Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic is not on this list.
Oh my god.
What? What? Excuse me. There's no Mega Man. There's no Sonic. Who fucking made this list?
Bubsy's on this list.
Somebody. Okay, how old's the person who made this list? That's what I need to know.
I don't know. I'm not looking that up.
Go to the very bottom of the page. It tells you how the person is. It's a news site.
Hmm.
What's their name?
It's Cruisin' USA #1.
Okay, it's not at the bottom of the thing.
Okay, never mind.
This was a joint effort between 7 people.
What?
Wait, who?
Matt Peckham, Lisa Iadiccio, Alex Fitzpatrick, Matt Vella, John Patrick Pullen, Josh Rabb, and Lev Grossman.
Who?
Time Magazine people.
Obviously, never played a video game before.
Well, the game that
Okay.
is at least one rank better than Mario Brothers and Zelda is Minecraft.
Oh, for fuck's sakes!
Minecraft, you get brown bricks in Minecraft. I understand that Minecraft is popular, but it should be lower on this list.
This is a fucking popularity contest.
Minecraft lower on the list. Maybe number 51.
Number 5, Ms. Pac-Man.
Well, that is the better of the Pac-Man games.
That is true.
That is true, yeah.
Maybe it should be lower on the list. A little bit. I don't think it should be top 10. Maybe top 20.
Number 4, Doom.
I can agree with that one.
I'm
Wait,
surprised
which
Doom is that. I'm
Which
surprised
Doom?
Doom is that high.
Which Doom?
First one.
Okay, good.
Hell, if
The new Doom looks good, but I would not put it on this list.
I would put the new Doom in top 100, not top 50.
Number 3, actually this game was mentioned earlier, Ocarina of Time.
There it is.
Good.
I mean, there are other Zelda games I like more, but I cannot disagree with this.
Yeah. Skyward Sword is number 1 on the list. Come on, blow it on us.
No. No.
No, it's number 2.
We're down to 2. Number 2 is Super Mario 64.
I am not surprised that's, like, let alone on the list, or even that high. I was expecting
that
to
be
high.
I would have put it below.
I was expecting the magazine to put that at number 1.
Oh, you are not ready for number 1.
Can you just,
Alright,
can you slowly reveal this? Like, even letter by letter, we can, like, guess.
No, don't do that.
You
We'll
want
be
me to
here
play
for
Hangman in the Skype chat with you?
No.
Wait, how long is the title?
Like character-wise?
Character-wise.
6.
Okay. Do it letter by letter. Like, slow build up.
Okay. T. E. T.
Tetris.
Tetris.
Okay.
Tetris is apparently the greatest game of all time.
That's incredibly debatable.
Probably one of the greatest puzzle. Well, is it a puzzle game? Yeah, I guess so. I sound so stupid. It's like, is Tetris a puzzle game? But like, I get, yeah, but like,
If you're gonna put Tetris on the list, have it be one of the Grandmaster games.
no, because filthy casuals can't beat it.
Well,
Yeah, I don't know. I do not know if Tetris should be number 1. I'd rather have Pong number 1 if we're going for that, but no.
that's Time Magazine's 50 greatest games of all time.
Can we just call them the games of all time?
Yes,
Like,
that's
not
that's Time Magazine's 50 games of all time.
The top 50 games of all time if you don't play video games.
Dude, one of the games in decades. Holy shit. I don't think we have anything else to say on the list other than lists
that
like
sums it
these
up.
are always like something everyone's not really gonna agree on. It's like impossible to.
Well, let's just get away from this as fast as possible and go into viewer questions,
Oh boy.
of which we have none.
Wow.
So I'm going to make one up.
Great.
Imagine, if you will, that you are on board the USS Prithupabula. You have to decide how to spell that. And the only hint that you are given is that it has 17 characters in its name. What letter would be the 5th from the start?
I don't know, you tell me.
I don't know the answer.
I don't know, you tell me.
F.
I would have an upside down E.
That's an M. Wait.
What?
Wait. No.
That's a 3. That's a 3.
No! You said upside down! No! I thought, like, you know, fuck.
No, I don't!
The W! No! I still say F.
So if anybody wants to send us a question so I don't have to make up dumb bullshit like that, you can ask us in the YouTube comments, on the website, or you can ask us on Facebook, facebook.com/RiverCityGamers. But for now, let's go into video updates. And you know what, Zero, would you start us off?
Oh, I want to start mine off with an apology. I have not been working on any of my review type videos for a long time. The last review I posted was May. The reason because like I've had my focus mostly on my Let's Play channel. Most of the focus is put there, and I just haven't had as much time to work on other things. I'm not going to get into why I've been so busy, but I've already explained to these guys why like I'm pretty busy. So essentially I just don't have as much time for them. I still haven't even completed one version of Mighty Number 9 yet. So that's how far behind I am. So, but that review will be, like the game itself, delayed 4 times. So you should expect it maybe summer next year, if I'm lucky. But as for other videos like Henshin Time and Amiibo Time and stuff, I just haven't had time to work on them. And like I said, I've been putting most of my focus on my Let's Play channel when I do get time to work on stuff. And this weekend I was gonna work on stuff, but I was like, you know what? I have been working on too much shit when I'm here. I'm just gonna take a couple days off, watch some tokusatsu or something, and catch up. I don't know, but yeah. So I don't really have any video updates except watch my Let's Play channel.
And Unreal.
Let's see. Right now, still nothing new development-wise. Not even that fucking Umbrella Corps thing I wanted to like try and do. Still need like aside from like trying to figure out how I'm gonna do Umbrella Corps as well as the other review, which I do want to get done before the December time frame. Other than that, I'm just sitting here waiting for SDR to get ready to record more Michigan when he needs me.
What's going on with that crossover?
I can't say much about it.
Neither can I.
I'll see if sometime I can send you the footage. Also, I don't know if your Elgato is still acting up either.
Oh, did you guys upload the stuff to Mega?
No.
So I remember one of the podcasts you guys mentioning you needed a site to upload stuff to. Mega, you get 50 gigs for free, so.
Well, SCR has Google Drive. I think I could just do that with him.
Okay, well, I mean, if you have a lot of like high quality clips, I use Mega.
Well,
to send stuff, so.
Like if I have to send him game footage, that might be the thing. Most likely will have to send him game footage, but I still have the live action footage sitting here, and I should be able to send that.
Yeah, start with that first. I guess I have to talk now. So,
Yes.
I actually have a video that just went up on Patreon recently. By the time this podcast comes out, it will show up on the River City Gamers site. If it hasn't, then I've been kidnapped by ninjas. Someone help. And beyond that, I have the next SC Young, which I'm working on. I did some recording for it fairly recently, got like halfway through the game. But it's one of those games where it doesn't save your progress, and if you die you have to continue all the way from the beginning. So that's fun. So I still have recording to do for that. Although the script has progressed quite a bit, I want to say it's a little over half done. So like early to mid-September, that will probably be ready. And as for Michigan, well, I still have recording for the next part to do on that. And then all the translating to do, the dubbing to do, and then we can record the narration for that.
Alright.
And I believe that does it for video updates for me, which brings us to the end of the podcast. So, I'm SCXCR.
I am Unreal.
I'm Zeromaster.
And I'm gonna shut some things off because a storm's rolling in.
Before you do, I have some terrible news.
What?
The Yeti ran out of O-Dog shirts.
Oh,
No.
good thing I got mine.
Oh, fuck you!